What's up, DCNers? Back to another video on Dark Knight's Death Metal. And guys, this whole event, Scott Snyder has actually been teasing it for months. Guys, I made a video like 4 months ago how excited I was for this issue. And I'll say, it was freaking awesome, alright? It was really cool. I really liked this issue. It was a great start to this pretty much, I'm guessing, 6 or 7 issue event. Because I saw like he pretty much, Scott Snyder on his Instagram made like a guidebook or pretty much like a reading order. And it showed that issue number 7. That was on the reading order. I'm like, wait, there's gonna be 7 issues? I'm down for that. 7 issues of this series, it's gonna be great. But yeah, guys, this issue is more setup, but there's also some really cool stuff and some cool revelations to go over. So yeah, guys, let's dive in. So first off, this issue has a dope cover right here, and we technically saw this cover like months back and stuff, but just seeing the Dark Knight's Death Metal, pretty much the title on it, and then seeing Get Ready for the Encore, that just looks so cool. And guys, I'm just so hyped for this event. Like when they announced it, I was like, okay, a sequel to Dark Knight's Melt, which I love that series. That was an awesome event, a bunch of cool tie-ins, the evil Batman, the Gotham Resistance. I actually made videos on it, but like showing my hype and stuff, but I'm still really excited for this sequel and diving into this. Out of all the things to start out this event, it starts off with Sergeant Rock. Now, this is actually pretty cool. I'll say that. It's pretty cool to see Sergeant Rock as pretty much the intro to this event. And how he's pretty much displayed and how pretty much Scott Snyder writes him is really good. And I also like how Greg Capullo draws him. Now, next we pretty much see like the title page saying pretty much Death Metal and showing all around pretty much the DC Universe, like a map of the DC Universe right now. And what we see is Wonder Woman, guys. So Wonder Woman and Al Cullen, aka Swamp Thing, they're in pretty much hell. And Wonder Woman is actually the queen of hell in this storyline. I think that's pretty cool. She's the queen of hell, and she's pretty much making herself a chainsaw. Yeah, guys, a chainsaw. And she's pretty much just doing her thing, and Swamp Thing comes, hey, he's here. Well, the Batmen are here, and they have a prisoner. And we're like, wait, who are the Batmen? Who is this prisoner? It gets a lot of mysteries going right at the start of this issue. And they're like, alright, they pretty much want to see you, Wonder Woman, Diana. And Diana's like, alright, then let's be seen. But as they walk away, we see the invisible jet. Guys, when have we seen that before? That is cool, alright? But guys, they meet up with pretty much these Batmen, and we see this one Batman who's pretty much in like this robe. We see this other one that's kind of like an Azrael type Batman. I would call him Azrael, he's all red and stuff. And then we see this other one called B-Rex. And he's pretty much Batman if he was pretty much, he put his conscience into a robotic dinosaur. Yeah, I know, a robotic dinosaur. Only Scott Snyder can come up with these things. But it was really cool. They come up to Wonder Woman, they're like, alright, we have a prisoner, and she's like, well, I pretty much already have enough prisoners down here. And it turns out, like, before they go and meet him, they actually, Wonder Woman and Swamp Thing walk by all these cells. And we see Two-Face, we see Eclipso. Guys, we see Eclipso. That's cool. I saw Eclipso in the background. We see different Batman villains, but most of all, we see the Joker. And the Joker has like a Batman mask on, and pretty much Swamp Thing's like, hey, don't wear that. That could get us in trouble. And Joker's like, well, all the Batman are up there, pretty much in the world, so down here is pretty much paradise for me. But they go out there, and Wonder Woman's like, alright, so you have a prisoner, I'll take care of him, I'll try to pretty much find self for him. And the Batman are like, no, we want him to pretty much be banished to Tartarus. Pretty much down in pretty much the worst place in hell, Tartarus. It's a big deal. And Wonder Woman's like, wait, you want to banish this person? And Wonder Woman's like, alright, we could do that. But as they pretty much get this prisoner and he's going down to Tartarus, this person says, remember me. And Wonder Woman notices it. It clicks to her brain, she's like, oh, I know you. But that person goes down there, and that's it for it. Now, it's pretty interesting. We find out who this person is in this issue. And guys, I'll get to that soon. But what happens next? So what happens next is we shift to this one part. And it's pretty much like the second act in this issue. And we have Batman Last pretty much talk about all this different, like what's built up in London, and what turns out is all these evil Robins and these Joker dragons have taken over London. It's actually a pretty cool splash page. Now this one part was kind of a drag. I'll say that page where it shows Batman, there's like a bunch of writing, and it doesn't lead as much. It just shows, okay, London was once a big place, now it's taken over by Jokers and Robins. Like, yeah, that's pretty big, but how much Scott Snyder writes here is not that great. Like, it's not bad writing, but it's just a lot, alright? Kind of remind me of James Tynion, which I'm not bagging on Scott Snyder. He does a great job in this issue, but I have to point out here, like, I did not enjoy reading this portion, but I did like the resolution with seeing all these Joker dragons and these evil Robins all over London. I thought that was pretty dope. But guys, we switch and we go to Castle Bat. And pretty much Batman Labs has control of this world, pretty much the Earth, and he has his own Justice League, who pretty much goes out and gets prisoners and pretty much rids people, pretty much rids the world of people going against the Batman Labs. And in his Justice League, we got Harley Quinn with Bud and Lou. And guys, Bud and Lou looks really cool. They are huge. Hyenas, they're big, alright? Now we have Harley there. She actually has a cool costume. We have Dr. Arkham there, which is very cool. It's very interesting that Scott Snyder included him in this. Dr. Arkham actually has like some man-bats by him. But then we got Aquaman, and he looks pretty cool too. But then we got Wonder Woman. We find out she's the Queen of Hell, which is really great. And then we got Mr. Miracle, and Mr. Miracle pretty much has like Superman in captivity in pretty much New Apocalypse somewhere. So pretty much what they're doing is Mr. Miracle has Superman fighting off against anti-life and stuff, draining his energy to pretty much help out the Batman Labs. But all these heroes, and even Harley Quinn, Dr. Arkham, who are technically like anti-heroes slash villains, are being like pretty much manipulated, like not manipulated, but they are forced to pretty much go by Batman Labs' plans. Now seeing this, pretty much Batman Labs goes to Wonder Woman, and he's like, well, you have a prisoner, right? And Wonder Woman's like, well, I don't know who the prisoner is, I'm not gonna find out. And Batman Labs is like, don't worry about it. But what happens next is Wonder Woman gets like pretty much a signal from somebody. Now, who she gets it from is Batman. And he's pretty much like the Grim Knight in a way. Like, he's grim, he's very dark, he has like a scythe, he looks like death. Like, he looks really cool. But he also has another thing. He like rides like a motorcycle and stuff. It's really cool. But he has another thing that helps him in the fight against Batman Labs. But before we get to that fight, what we see is Batman's like, do you remember the fight? Like how we lost against Batman Labs? And Wonder Woman's like, I don't remember it. I can't. But what happens next is Batman then shows up. And he shows up when Batman Labs goes to Wonder Woman, and he's like, hey, are you hiding a secret? I know you're hiding a secret. You're listening to somebody. And he looks to his left and he sees Batman, and pretty much Batman's like, alright, I'm here to take you down. And Batman Labs is like, how are you gonna do that? I got all these Batmen to my disposal. We'll kill you. And he sends them after Batman, like all these Batman, like Clayface Batman, Two-Face Batman. It's some crazy different versions of Batman go after the real Batman. And what we see Batman do is, okay, before we get to this part, there's a reference to like Zatanna and Necron, alright? That's how Batman was like cloaking himself. But I thought that was where it stopped, right? I'm like, oh, Necron, okay, Necron's pretty cool. He's from pretty much the Blackest Night storyline, the Green Lantern, like Jeff Johns' whole event, and his whole run. So I was like, alright, that's pretty cool, a cool reference to Necron. But then Batman pulls out the freaking Black Lantern ring. Like, he pulls out the Black Lantern ring, and I was so surprised. I was shocked, alright? And he's like, I got one word for you, Batman Labs. We pretty much rise. That's all he says, rise. And all the undead come out of the ground and they go after these evil Batman. And Batman calls the pretty much these the Dead Bats. And it's really cool, alright? You see all these different undead things going after these evil Batman, and Batman has that Black Lantern ring, and Batman goes to Wonder Woman, and he's like, hey, don't worry about the prisoner, we don't have time to pretty much take risks, we have to strategize. And Wonder Woman's like, but this could be somebody big, like I think I remember them, they can help us out. But Batman's like, no, don't do it, and he leaves to go get somebody to help. He actually goes to recruit somebody, but who he leaves behind is Jonah Hex. Jonah Hex comes swinging with his guns, and he pretty much joins the undead. Like, he doesn't come undead, but he joins them and fight off against the evil Batman. And the Batman Labs watches all this, and kind of scans the room and starts going after Wonder Woman. Now, what we see, guys, is Wonder Woman then goes to pretty much Tartarus, and we find out that the mysterious character is Wally West. Guys, Wally West, out of all the characters, alright, I'll say that. Like, okay, it wasn't big shocking. Like, I was kind of theorizing in some of my previous videos that could be Death of the Endless, because in Dark Knight's Metal, the first issue ended with pretty much the reveal of Dream of the Endless, so it kind of felt kind of right to end it with Death of the Endless in this issue. But Wally West is still a pretty cool reveal. Like, it was shocking, but not as shocking as, say, if it was Death of the Endless. But still, it's pretty cool. We have Wally West and Wonder Woman are kind of teaming up, but pretty much Wally West tells Wonder Woman what happened, like how they lost, how Batman Last pretty much made a deal with Perpetua banning Lex Luthor way back in Year of the Villain, Hell Risen, that storyline. And Batman Last is pretty much using the memories of all these heroes of Crisis, all these different Crises, like Crisis on Infinite Earths, Infinite Crisis, Zero Hour, and also the original Dark Knight's Metal. But guys, what happens is pretty much in this big double page splash page, we see pretty much Superboy Prime. That was so cool. Crisis, that was cool seeing Anti-Matter again, seeing Darkseid, seeing like pretty much Parallax, Green Lantern, that was cool, Dark Knight's Metal. But the big thing in that page was Superboy Prime. Like, that caught my eye. But still, it'd be kind of interesting if Scott Snyder brings Superboy Prime into this storyline by any means. Like, this is a 7-issue event. Like, there's a big chance that Superboy Prime could show up. But guys, what we see next is Batman Last shows up to pretty much take down Wonder Woman. He's like, hey, you could join me, you could carry all these plans, and then you could actually rule your own world, or you could go against me and I'll pretty much torture your friends in ways that are unimaginable. And Wonder Woman's like, no, I'm not going to do that. And Batman Last's like, what are you going to fight me with, a shield or a sword? And Wonder Woman's like, no, not that. And she actually takes down the Batman Last on a big splash page. It's really dope. It's actually really cool. She takes down the Batman Last. And what we see next is these evil Batman, the different versions from the beginning of this issue, they go to these evil Robins, and like, it's time. He is gone. He pretty much he's been defeated. But it's time that we carry out this real plan and bring back the final Bruce Wayne. Now, I don't know if this can mean, like, honestly, I don't even have a theory for it. Like, it's probably like another version of the Batman Last or something even more interesting. But I'm giving the benefit of the doubt to Scott Snyder that this could be pretty crazy. But guys, after this, how this issue ends, we pretty much find out who Batman, the real Batman, is going to recruit. And who he recruits is Sergeant Rock. And it brings the whole issue together very well. I actually like how this issue comes together. And we see pretty much them go off, and Batman's like, hey, it's time that we fight out this war together. And it says, to be continued. Now guys, this is a big issue, a lot happened, it was a lot of setup, so I expect the next few issues to be even better. But Greg Capullo's art is outstanding. Like guys, Greg Capullo's art is really good. I like to see him draw, oh, there's one more part I forgot. Lobo. We do get a quick glimpse of Lobo in this issue, that he finds like a clock, like a watch or so. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I wonder how Lobo is going to pretty much go in this storyline. Like, it'd be pretty cool if Lobo fights off against like Batman Laughs or some big villain. Something like that. Because Lobo is one of my favorite characters at DC Comics. I just want to see more of him. So see him in this issue, which is so cool. It's cool seeing Greg Capullo draw all these different characters that we haven't seen him draw before. Like Superboy Prime, Lobo, pretty much Batman Laughs' Castle Bat type version. Like, it's really cool. And also Wonder Woman being the Queen of Hell. Like, this is a different type of story, which I like. And I'm excited to see what Scott Snyder does. Like, his writing is pretty much almost perfect. Like that one page with him monologuing, Batman Laughs about London, that was kind of thrown in there. I didn't really like that. But other than that, the other writing was really good. Even the big double page spreads that had a lot of writing in it, a lot of that made sense and actually contributed to the story. And guys, this was actually a long issue, so that's why this is kind of a long video. But I really liked it. This is a great first issue. I'm excited for issue number 2. But guys, I'm overall going to give this first issue a 9 out of 10. I definitely recommend you should definitely check it out. It's an awesome issue. Don't miss out on this. This is the big DC Comics event of the year. Like, yeah, we got Batman 3 Jokers coming out, but this event is gonna be awesome, alright? We got 6 more issues to go, and it's gonna be a great experience. But guys, in the comment section below, tell me all your theories for all the stuff I talked about. Like, I talked a lot about this stuff. I went deep into it, right? But I'd like to know all your theories on what can happen next, some stuff you're excited for, because I know there's other books that are coming out, like pretty much the Legends of the Dark Knight book, the guidebook, issue number 2 through 7, and also like Scott Snyder announced that there's gonna be like 3 different like tie-in comics coming up in like September, I think, that are like speed metal, and other ones like that, which I'm actually pretty excited for. But I'd like to know your thoughts on that, and actually give me your rating for this issue out of 10. Just rate below. And yeah, guys, if you like the video, give a big thumbs up on your channel. Make sure to subscribe. So this is my next Dark Knight's Death Metal. I was about to say Dark Knight's Metal. Dark Knight's Death Metal video. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and peace out.